Tom Hanks was not born into fame. He was born into the ordinary world, where struggles often define the trajectory of one's life. On July 9, 1956, in Concord, California, a child took his first breath, unaware that one day he would become one of the most beloved actors in history. His early life was not drenched in privilege or luxury. Instead, it was marked by instability, change, and the quiet pangs of loneliness. His parents, Amos and Janet, divorced when Tom was just 5 years old. Divorce is hard on any child, but for young Tom, it meant a life of constant movement. He bounced between homes, sometimes feeling like a visitor rather than a son. By the time he was 10, he had lived in 10 different houses. Each time he settled into a new place, he wondered if it would ever truly feel like home. He found solace in movies, drawn to their ability to tell stories that felt bigger than the chaos of his own life. Tom was never the popular kid in school. He was quiet, introspective, and often alone. He found his escape in acting, a passion that started in high school and later bloomed in college. He attended Chabot College before transferring to California State University, Sacramento, where he honed his craft. The stage became his sanctuary, a place where he wasn't just a kid from a broken home. He was whoever he chose to be. His path to success was far from immediate. In the late 1970s, he moved to New York City, with nothing but a dream and an unwavering determination. He took whatever acting gigs he could find, from small theater productions to minor television roles. Money was tight, rejection was common, and doubt loomed like a shadow. But Tom never let failure define him. He kept showing up, audition after audition, hoping that one day someone would see the potential buried beneath the struggle. That moment came in 1980 when he landed a role in the sitcom Bosom Buddies. Though the show was short-lived, it was enough to put him on Hollywood's radar. Then, in 1984, he starred in Splash, a charming fantasy romance that introduced him to mainstream audiences. From that moment on, Tom Hanks was no longer just another struggling actor. He was a rising star. The late 1980s and early 1990s saw him take on roles that showcased his comedic brilliance: Big Turner and Hooch and A League of Their Own. But it wasn't until Philadelphia in 1993 that the world saw the depth of his talent. Playing a man battling AIDS, he poured every ounce of his soul into the role. The performance was raw, heartbreaking, and profound. When he won his first Academy Award, he didn't just celebrate the victory, he honored the real-life stories behind the film, reminding the world why storytelling matters. Then came Forrest Gump. A role that could have been reduced to caricature became one of the most moving performances in cinematic history. Tom didn't just play Forrest, he became him. Every scene was drenched in sincerity, and when he uttered, "Life is like a box of chocolates," audiences felt it in their bones. The film won multiple Oscars, and Hanks took home his second consecutive Academy Award. But beyond the accolades, Tom Hanks remained a man of humility and warmth. He never let Hollywood's glamour erase his kindness. He married Rita Wilson in 1988, a love story that would stand the test of time. Their marriage wasn't a picture-perfect Hollywood fantasy. It was real, built on love, patience, and unwavering support. When Rita was diagnosed with cancer, Tom stood by her side, proving that his greatest role wasn't on the screen, but in his real-life devotion to the people he loved. His career continued to soar. Saving Private Ryan left audiences in stunned silence. Castaway had people holding their breath with every moment of isolation. Toy Story made him the voice of childhood nostalgia. And yet, through all his success, he remained the same humble man who had once struggled to find his place in the world. Tom Hanks' story is not just one of fame, it is one of perseverance, humanity, and heart. He is not defined by his awards or his box office numbers, but by the impact he has had on people's hearts. In a world that often feels chaotic and unkind, Tom reminds us of the goodness in people. He is proof that no matter where you come from, no matter how difficult the journey, kindness, passion, and persistence can turn even the loneliest of boys into a legend.